As a salesperson, there's changes that are being made to your industry, your product or service. What can you do to prepare for it, and why? I'm Scott Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. Now here's the thing. Processes, products, service, everything changes. And if you're not prepared for it, then what happens is you are marching towards the onslaught, you're marching towards the changes, and then it just takes you too much time to evolve. And one of the things that you have to be prepared for and you have to know about is bad sales training. People's buying processes have started to evolve. People's buying, the way that they purchase have changed. Like old school sales training was developed roughly around 1940, 1950 when people came back from World War II and they started making purchases. And there was things that could be done back then that can't necessarily be done today. And the reason why I bring this up is there is plenty of bad sales training out there. And I'm not going to name names because, I know about the law, right? But there are some people out there, there are some people in your industry, there are some people in the industries that I work in that they're using old school technology. And let's just say 1950s calling and they want their sales training back. 1940s calling and they want their sales training back. And what you need to know about this is there are people in your industry, there's people in the industries that I work in that are using the same set processes, that they're using the same set information, and they are marching you towards slaughter. So what you have to do is you have to be aware and you have to be prepared for the changes that buyers are going to make, because the sales processes that you're using today are probably not going to be as effective if they're using old school technology as the base, as the root, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, especially if you start getting reviewed online, and especially if people start ranking you as a salesperson for your sales skills and your talents and the things that you do. You have to be aware that a lot of the old school sales processes, they're losing their technique's ability to close deals. People may say, yeah, let's go ahead and move forward, but what happens is, depending upon the industry, they may cancel out, they may come back and say, this isn't working for me, they may come back and say, this isn't something that I want to do. And you as a salesperson, you got to be prepared for it. You got to be ready. There's changes coming to your industry. There's changes coming to the way that people make purchases. And if you haven't been keeping up on learning new sales skills, new strategies, new tactics, if you don't know how to anchor, you are in trouble, okay? Something you need to know. Check out Tom Bazzini, persuasioncodes.com. He's a good friend of mine. He's got fantastic sales training. You better know how to anchor moving forward. You better know how to create a bunch of content online. There's a couple of other things you need to know how to do. But sales is changing. Buying behavior is changing. That means your sales process and your sales strategies got to change with it as well. What used to work in this world of sales 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago are the processes that people make fun of online. You got to know that. You got one thing to do from here, just one thing. Find the subscribe button and click on it. Every time I send out a video, you'll get an update that says Scott Bell Consultant sent out another fantastic video. You should check it out, which you should. We'll see you soon. Thanks for dropping by. Aloha.